Good afternoon. This is Dave, or David, or whatever you want to call me. Just basically, I'm giving you an update on what's been going on since last time we talked. As you all know, Facebook was down. As you all know, the world is not becoming a better place to live in. However, we are suffering from the ancient Chinese curse. May you live in exciting times. Well, these are exciting times. We're watching the first step of the American Empire beginning to collapse from within, much as the Roman Empire did. When we have a professional army, we actually have lost control of the government. The only way to retain control of the government is to have 2 years obligated service for all men and women that graduate from high school or don't graduate from high school when they reach 18 years of age. Obligatory as a prelude to going to a junior college or a university or even a trade school. In return for this, the government will pay for their school. So essentially, those who serve will receive a free education of their choice. Besides turning people into perhaps a more educated group, the fact that there is a citizen army trained in weaponry, trained in movement, mobility, is a very important check on irresponsible government. It's one thing to be a gun owner in your own home or maybe a half assed militia member, but it's another thing to understand and to participate in organizing company level, battalion level, regimental level operations. And many of these draftees may choose to extend their service, which will be a very, very valuable thing when they return to the civilian sector. The decline of Rome and the decline of America started when there was no citizen army. They depended on mercenaries and outside help. Now, essentially, if you are a professional soldier being paid to serve in the armed forces, you are ultimately a mercenary soldier. I know that sounds hard, but it's true. So, in order to serve your country, you have to volunteer to become a mercenary soldier, a mercenary servant of the government. And you're not thinking about going back in 2 years to the university or 3 years to a job in a factory. You're thinking about making it a full time career because they encourage you to do so. They encourage you to cut your links with your base. Your base are the ordinary people that live in the small towns or the larger towns or different neighborhoods and neighborhoods with opportunities or the neighborhoods with no opportunities. Also, the fact that there will be a draft of everybody that's physical fit, all the physical fit 18-year-olds, so all across the country will be drafted. This means that the units that you serve in will be totally integrated and you'll have an opportunity to come into first-hand contact with people from the inner city and then with the people from the rural farm community. And you begin to have a greater understanding of the beauty of America. And the beauty of America is that we are all one people. In Israel, everybody serves for 3 years. When they hit age 18, the girls serve for 2 years, either in the army or in alternate service. What does this do? First of all, when you do go to college, the group of people in the college are usually mature, much more mature. Secondly, how does this help the country out? You have an opportunity to serve next to people from the south, next to people from the north, people from the Druze community, people from the Bedouin community, in a situation where you're depending on one another for survival in combat and basically for cooperation in the various training operations that you will undertake in the basic boot camp and infantry training regiment and so on. Now, Many people could actually join afterwards already reserve, what we do in Israel. Once you finish your mandatory service, you are required to become a reserve soldier, officer, etc. Continue to practice, continue to do various courses to improve yourself. And there was a time when you could do that until age 60. Now I believe that you can only do that to age 40 or 45. But the idea being a citizen army to defend citizens, not to defend government. Now, that's one of the many ways that we can make things better, and I hope that you'll pay attention to this and take it to heart and perhaps work for it to reestablish the draft, because without it, we will follow the decline of the Roman Empire one step at a time until ultimately the American Empire will be dissolved. Let us hope that this will never happen. God save America. America is the backbone of democracy. Let's keep it that way. So long for now. I'm going to go down here and at this and say, Le'it Ra'ot.